Welcome, fellow adventurers! Are you ready to dive into one of the most incredible hobbies on the planet? Keeping an aquarium isn't just about having a glass box of water. It's about creating a living, breathing ecosystem right inside your home. It's a window into a vibrant, underwater world that you get to build and care for. Just imagine watching a shimmering school of neon tetras darting through lush green plants. It's like having a slice of the Amazon River right in your living room. This journey is packed with discovery. I'm your guide as we explore this aquatic frontier together. It's going to be a wild ride. Choosing the right aquarium is your very first expedition. There are so many options out there. Tiny nano tanks, massive wall-sized displays. It might seem overwhelming at first, but don't worry. We're going to break it all down. All right, let's get into the gear. The first type of aquarium, the basic freshwater tank. This is your classic setup. It includes a tank, a filter, a heater, and some gravel. It's a fantastic choice for beginners. You can keep a wide variety of hardy fish in a basic setup. For our Neon Tetra mission, a basic tank is an excellent base. We'll add decorations, maybe a few fake plants. It's all about learning water quality and fish care without too many complexities. It's a solid foundation for any aspiring aquarist. Next up, the planted tank. This is where your aquarium truly becomes a living jungle. A planted tank uses live aquatic plants to create a natural, self-sustaining environment. The plants look incredible, and they also help keep the water clean by absorbing fish waste. For neon tetras, a planted tank is the ultimate luxury suite. They come from the Amazon, where they swim among dense vegetation. While it requires a bit more equipment, like a better light and maybe some fertilizer, the payoff is a breathtakingly beautiful and healthy ecosystem. It's a step up in your adventure. Then there are community tanks. A community tank is less about the setup and more about the inhabitants. The goal here is to house multiple different species of fish that all get along peacefully. You need to choose tank mates for your neon tetras that are peaceful and share similar water requirements. Great companions could be Corydoras catfish, which patrol the bottom, or gentle guppies that add even more color. The key is to avoid any large, aggressive fish that might see your little tetras as a snack. A well-planned community tank is a dynamic and endlessly fascinating spectacle. So how do you decide? Think about your home and your lifestyle. First, consider space. A bigger tank is actually easier for beginners. A 20-gallon tank is a fantastic starting size for a school of neon tetras. Water conditions are more stable in larger volumes, giving you more room for error. Next, think about your budget and time. A basic setup is less expensive and requires less maintenance than a high-tech planted tank. Be honest with yourself about how much time you can dedicate each week to water changes and care. Your perfect aquarium is one that fits seamlessly into your life, bringing you joy, not stress. You've chosen your tank. Awesome. Now it's time to build your habitat. First, find the perfect spot. You want a location away from direct sunlight. Sunlight can cause algae to grow like crazy. Also, avoid placing it near heaters. Avoid air conditioning vents. Make sure the surface is perfectly level and strong enough to support the weight. Remember, water is heavy. A 20-gallon tank can weigh over 200 pounds when it's all set up. A dedicated aquarium stand is always your safest bet. This is your foundation. Getting this right is critical. Next, let's prepare the inside of the tank. If you're using gravel or sand, you need to rinse it thoroughly. I mean, really rinse it. Put the substrate in a bucket, run water through it. Stir it with your hand until the water runs clear. That removes the fine dust and debris that would cloud your tank. Once it's clean, add a 1 to 2 inch layer to the bottom of your aquarium. Now place your larger decorations, rocks, driftwood, caves. Think like a fish. Create interesting landscapes with plenty of hiding spots for your future neon tetras. Now, let's install the life support systems. This is your filter and your heater. The filter is the most important piece of equipment. It keeps the water clean and oxygenated. Most beginner kits include a hang-on back filter. Follow the instructions and hang it on the back rim. Neon tetras need warm water, about 72 to 78 degrees Fahrenheit. Submersible heaters are ideal. Place the heater near the filter's output to circulate warm water evenly. But don't plug anything in yet. With hardware in place, it's time to add water. This is the moment it starts to look like a real aquarium. To protect gravel and decorations, put a small plate or a bowl on the bottom and pour the water onto that. Fill the tank, leaving about an inch of space at the top. Once it's full, add a water dechlorinator. This is vital. Tap water contains chlorine and other chemicals harmful to fish and beneficial bacteria. The dechlorinator neutralizes these chemicals instantly, making the water safe. Now finally, plug in your filter and heater. Let's get that water flowing. All right, team, listen up. This is the most important part of our entire expedition, cycling the tank. You've got water, you've got a filter running, but your tank is not ready for fish. Not yet. Right now, it's a sterile environment. We need to establish a colony of beneficial bacteria. These microscopic critters are the cleanup crew of your aquarium. They live in your filter and your gravel. Their job is to break down toxic fish waste. Without these bacteria, your fish would get sick very quickly. This process of growing the bacteria is called the nitrogen cycle, and it's the secret to long-term success in this hobby. So how do we start this cycle? We need to give the bacteria something to eat. And what do they eat? Ammonia. Fish waste, uneaten food, produce ammonia, which is highly toxic to fish. To start the cycle without harming any fish, we have to add an ammonia source. You can do this by adding a tiny pinch of fish food to the tank every day, as if you were feeding fish that aren't there. As the food decays, it will release ammonia. Another more precise method is to add a few drops of pure ammonia from a bottle. This gives you exact control over the process. This is the starting gun for our bacterial safari. Now, the waiting game begins. The first type of bacteria will start to grow and consume the ammonia. As they do, they produce a byproduct called nitrite. Here's the catch. Nitrite is also very toxic to fish. So, we've traded one poison for another. But don't despair. This is all part of the plan. The presence of nitrite signals the second stage of our cycle. A different type of beneficial bacteria will begin to grow, and their food source is nitrite. This process takes time. You're literally growing a living colony from scratch, and it can't be rushed. This is a test of patience, a true explorer's virtue. As this second group of bacteria consumes the nitrites, they produce a third compound, nitrate. Nitrate is far, far less toxic to fish, especially in small amounts. It's the final product of the nitrogen cycle. You control nitrate levels over the long term with regular partial water changes. To track this entire process, you'll need an aquarium water test kit. You should test your water every few days. You'll see the ammonia level spike, then fall as the nitrite level spikes. Then the nitrite level will fall, and you'll start to see the nitrate level rise. This is the beautiful, invisible process of your tank coming to life. How do you know when the great cycle is finally complete? The proof is in your water tests. You're looking for a very specific result. You need to see a reading of 0 ammonia, 0 nitrite. Let me say that again. 0 ammonia, 0 nitrite. You should also see some nitrates present. When you can consistently get this reading for several days in a row, even after adding a little more ammonia to test the system, your bacterial colony is fully established and ready for action. Your tank is now a safe, stable habitat. Congratulations! You've officially cycled your tank like a pro. Now for the moment you've been waiting for, bringing home your fish. When you get your neon tetras home, don't just dump them in. The rapid change in water temperature and chemistry can shock them. Float the sealed bag in your aquarium for about 15 to 20 minutes. This allows the water temperature in the bag to match the tank's temperature. Open the bag and carefully roll down the top to create a little float. Every 5 minutes, add about a half cup of your aquarium water to the bag. Do this 4 or 5 times. This gradually gets the fish used to the specific chemistry of your water. After about 20 or 30 minutes of this process, you can gently net the fish out of the bag and release them into their new home. It's important to not pour the bag water into your tank, as it can contain waste or medications from the store. Welcome to the hobby. Watching your new neon tetras explore their home for the first time is an incredible reward. Remember to start with just a few fish. Don't add too many at once, as this can overwhelm your new bacterial filter. Add a small school of 6 neons to start. Add a small school of 8 neons to start. Feed them sparingly, only what they can eat in a minute or two. Keep testing your water for the next few weeks to make sure everything stays stable. You've built an amazing world. Now, enjoy the adventure and the wild beauty you've created. You're officially an aquarist.